Hi, you're looking at Diana with Emmeline and Kate, a clothing boutique featuring Piphany style and fashion. I'm so happy you found my YouTube channel. I hope I have something to offer you that will give you maybe a little information or direction if you're looking at going into direct sales, social selling, clothing selling, and in particular, the company called Piphany. I'm actually just about 2 months into this particular company, and I love everything about it, I'm going to try and keep this video fairly short because nobody wants to hear me ramble for an hour, but I'm going to try and give you 10 or 15 minutes of reasons why I left the current company, left my previous company and I'm with the current company. I want to give you a little background about myself first. I am 70 years old. I have owned, ever since 1990, I've owned brick and mortar stores of one sort or another. I had a gourmet coffee store back in the 90s in a mall in Little Rock, Arkansas. It was like a Starbucks, but a privately owned franchise named Coffee Beanery. So if you're watching this from some parts of the country, you may know the name Coffee Beanery. I love coffee, always did. In addition, I have owned a high-end gift shop and a 5,000 square foot kitchen shop in the small town I live in. I owned that for several years. Decided to get out of business altogether. I just didn't want to mess with business anymore. I was tired, or so I thought. But I instantly went on eBay and became a platinum seller there. Actually, I guess I get bored with some things, although by bored, I'm talking many, many years. I'm not talking about getting bored in 2 months and jumping from thing to thing. But I loved eBay. I loved being a platinum seller. It was fun. I had a lot of interaction with people, and that was part of what I love about sales. Several years ago, though, I also purchased a ice cream shaved ice store, and I also own a frozen yogurt shop. So I stayed pretty busy with my businesses. But about 2 years ago, I fell in love with a clothing line, which was called Lularoe. If you're watching this, you may have heard of Lularoe, and you also may be attracted to this video because of what I put as my title. And if you are, let me give you a little bit of information about that. When I came into Lularoe, which was in June of 2017, it was in the heyday, it was in the peak. They were onboarding thousands and thousands of consultants every month. I was almost 12 weeks in what we call the queue. Right out of the gate, I did amazingly well. I sold almost $5,000 my first weekend, which of course that's your big, launch. But in the 18 months I was in Lularoe, I was never a struggling retailer, not 1 month. Out of 18 months, I did 10 months that had between $12,000 and $14,000, which is what we call cruise qualification numbers. I had another 4 months that were between $11,000 and $12,000, and I had a couple of months that were between 9 and I believe 10. I always had 1 or 2 months a year where I would take a vacation and just not to work, and then my numbers would fall from 12 or 13 down to 9. But I was never a struggling retailer. I want you to understand that. I did not leave Lularoe because I couldn't make a go of it. Quite the contrary. And I'm also not here to bash Lularoe per se. I think the company had an amazing vision and an amazing idea and plan. I just don't think the execution, it was or is as good as it should have been. For me, I think the big drawback to Lularoe became the fact that I couldn't really trust them anymore. And by trust, I mean I couldn't trust that the boxes I was getting would be sellable items to my people. Now, when you go into Lularoe, it's a big money investment. In my case, I spent almost $15,000 between my inventory and supplies. You had to spend at least $5,000 at the time that I got into it. I think it was $5,200 to get into it. I never attempted to share this opportunity, the business plan, with anyone else because I did not want to try to talk someone else into putting that kind of money into a business and then maybe not be successful at it. I did not want that kind of responsibility. Very different from the way I feel about this company. At this point, I'm so excited about this. I want everybody to know the difference in the two companies and how amazing this one is. I also knew going into Lularoe that the boxes were what we call blind boxes, that when you ordered, you didn't know what you'd get. We like to say that was the excitement and the mystery of it, and it was like Christmas every time you got a new box. That may have been true 2 years ago. It became a little less fun, if you will, a little less Christmas-like, and a whole lot more Nightmare Before Christmas when I began getting boxes with things that were totally unsellable, prints that were just over the top, prints that were 2 and 3 years old, prints that simply were not sellable. I lost my faith in the company's ability to give me sellable products. Even more so, I lost faith in the company's ability to give me enough product for my customers. Whether it was sellable or not, we would have launch nights and we couldn't get things. And folks, I got news for you. If a company is going to support you as a representative of their product line, they have to be able to support you with the goods. If I told my customers in my frozen yogurt shop that eggnog was coming on Thanksgiving weekend, and when they came in to purchase eggnog, they couldn't get it because the manufacturer hadn't made enough eggnog for all of us, they would look at me like I was nuts. And that's what it came to with Lularoe. We reached a point where we could not get the product that we needed for our customers. So that was a big negative from my perspective. It might not be from everybody, but I did not like the scarcity mentality, the idea that, oh, it's so rare that you can't get it. That's not what I needed. I needed merchandise to sell my customers who were dying to buy it, who wanted it. And if they couldn't get it from me, they would go someplace else. That's not the kind of business model I wanted to represent. Also the work, folks, that I put into the kind of business Lularoe is. And not just ordering the merchandise and unpacking it, but hanging it up, which doesn't seem like a big deal until you have to hang up hundreds of pieces a week. Then taking pictures of all of those because I was an album seller primarily. My people loved albums. I had at one time about 1,500 pieces of inventory, and I took all of those pictures fresh every 4 months. In addition to taking things every time they came in, I took every single picture at least 4 times in the 18 months I was in there. That was a lot of work. I would do what was called flat lays, which was arranged pictures in outfits. I would do between 50 and 75 of those a day. And then I would invoice customers, and then I would ship. And if you don't think shipping takes a long time, ask yourself why companies have shipping departments. The word department means somebody's doing it. There's a whole lot of work involved. So there was more going into that business. I thought it was going to be selling clothes. There was a lot more behind closed doors than what I realized. There also were some negative things coming out about the company and their ethics, which you can argue that all day long, whether it's true or whether it's not. There's a saying that where there's smoke, there's fire, and someone goes, nah, that's not true. Well, sometimes it's not true. But sometimes where there's smoke, there really is fire. And I came over the course of a period of several weeks to believe fully that there may be some issues there that I just personally don't want to deal with. Others may have no issue with that. I personally don't want to represent a company that has questionable, what's the word? I don't want to represent a company where people have doubts about their credibility and their ethical treatment of their employees, of their salespeople, of the way they do business. That's not who I am as an individual. That does not represent my value system. And I have to do what sits right with me. So why am I with Piphany now? All right. Well, first off, when I left Lularoe, I really wanted to stay in sales. I'd been very successful, like I said, and I wanted to stay in some line of social selling. I can't say I love Facebook, but Facebook is an amazing tool to bring your product to the world. And if you are good at building communities and groups, and most of us are because we are social people, then you can do very, very well on Facebook. But here's the neat thing. I don't have to rely just on Facebook. Within about 6 weeks, I'm going to have access to a phone app, and so are my customers. So here's why I left for Piphany specifically. Number one, compared to thousands and thousands of dollars, Piphany is a $299 investment. You will get for your $299, $250 back at wholesale cost, clothing, for you to wear, for you to use as samples, for you to show your customers. So you basically are risking $50 out of your pocket. Spend $299, get back $250 at wholesale. That's a whole bunch of clothes, In addition, we call it being active. If you either purchase or sell 10 items a month in Piphany, you are considered an active stylist. When you purchase this $299 package and sell 10 items or sell or buy 10 items a month for a year, then you also don't have to pay the yearly fee that's normally charged of $199 the following year. So you basically are saving about $500 right now on this special. So that's a great way to get in. That's the first thing. The second thing is I don't have to warehouse inventory anymore. you know, again, I keep looking over here because that's where my inventory is, or was. If I want to bring in a few pieces, and I should, again, to have as samples to show my customers, to try on, to check the fit, then I can do that. But I have the option of two things. I can turn back around and wear them myself, which I am doing in some cases because I love the stuff. Look at this. Look at this. This is called a Lenox top. Has these amazing, look at this, drop sleeve, these amazing bell sleeves. So wonderful. Leggings material, and of course for someone like me who again is a plus size, the comfort is off the charts. But at any rate, I can bring in the clothes if I want, a few pieces. Piphany releases between 8 and 10 new, fresh prints every month. What? Every month. What? Yeah, every month. 8 to 10 new styles. 8 to 10 new styles every single month. Wow. You have no idea how much my customers are loving the variety after 18 months of only the same 15, 20 styles for 18 months, over and over and over. Would you like to buy a fill in the blank? Can I sell you another fill in the blank? It was always the same thing. Not with Piphany. Not with Piphany. The amazing designer that we have knows how to do what's called size grading. So in some companies, like the one I left, they do it by simply adding a couple inches as you go up from small to medium to large. This designer knows that plus size women are shaped differently. So they don't just add inches. They bring in the models in those sizes and fit the clothes to them. So a plus size piece will look as great on a 3X as it looks on a small. That's called graded sizing. It's very expensive in the industry, and only a handful of top-notch companies do it, and Piphany is one of them. It has made all the difference. The clothing are all true to size. I'm a 2X, and now I can buy a 2X and know it will fit me. That wasn't the case with my other company. In Lularoe, you had to size up in this and size down in that, and size up 2 in this because it's cut way too small. And by the way, in a Gigi and a Randy, none of us could fit. If you're from Lularoe, you understand what I'm saying. If you're not, I know it's crazy. I'm just pointing out that a company that gives you true to size clothing is worth a ton in value to your customers and to you as a representative, as a stylist. It's important to be sure that the sizing is correct, and it is with Piphany. So we have a great entry price. We have no stocking of inventory except for our samples. We have amazing styles that come out in sizing that's appropriate, which is unreal. We have no pictures that we have to take. Do you know that I was taking, as I said, those pictures, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of them, so much so that it was crazy? Now I get pictures supplied to me, professional pictures on real people for every style when it comes out. And not only that, but I happen to be part of a team, and the entire team in Piphany is like this. It's not just mine, but mine's wonderful. They take pictures of themselves in a variety of styles and sizes. So if I have a customer who says, you know, I love that Hudson, but I'm a size medium, and I know that I'm going to be a 2X, I can go to a file where there will be all kinds of girls in medium Hudsons and show her what this dress is going to look like on her based upon her sizing. They share these with each other. The support, the community, the unbelievable, they have my back. And I've never been a part of a company like that. This is crazy. This is really crazy. So I don't know. Sales may not be for everybody, but man, it's for me. I love it. And if you're a senior, or you're a female entrepreneur, or you just are somebody who wants to make a little extra money, hey, I'm your girl. I can hook you up with the best team and the best company. And I think that I have enough background in business that I understand a lot of the questions you may have, because I had a few of them myself. And I have waded through the waters, and I've come out the other side. And I think I'm the better for it. So I will have more videos on this channel down the road, but I would love it if you'd like to call me, message me, email me, join my group, just see what our clothes are like. Because seriously, right now we have about 55 styles. As sizes sell out, because it's a limited release, as sizes sell out, they bring new styles in, but there's never a shortage of something new and fresh and trendy. And that's what we want, right? We want to be fresh in the market. We want to be innovative. Oh, I didn't mention that. The innovation that's coming around the middle of March, we are going to have a phone app available to us and to our customers. What does that mean for us? That means we won't have to rely solely on Facebook anymore. Our customers can download the app. They can choose us as their stylist, or should you happen to join, they can choose you as their stylist. They can order directly from the app. They can pay on the app. It gets shipped from the company. Oh, and shipping is always free. You have to catch that. No shipping charge to your customers. It's always free. Always free. If I go live in that app, because it has the ability for me to go live, any of my customers who have registered with me will automatically get a text that I am now live. It will throw that live into Facebook. You guys, this is a game changer. If you have been in social selling, if you have been in Lularoe, if you've been in any kind of business that uses Facebook as a platform, you understand where I'm coming from. I mean, I get pretty passionate about this. I've dealt with Facebook for years and years and years, like most people have, and I've dealt with it for about 2 years in the social selling platform arena. And my frustration has often been way off the charts. This is a game changer. You have no idea, and only Piphany has it. Piphany has a social selling app that will be out. It's in beta testing right now. It should be out within a month to 6 weeks max. Wow, what a wonderful time to get into Piphany. Contact me. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you. Bye-bye.